Am I the asshole for breaking up with my fiancée for telling her best friend she was not engaged? My now ex-fiancée, 30 years old female, and me, male 27 years old, got engaged 3 weeks ago. We've been dating for 5 years and I finally got the money to give her the wedding she wanted. Well, 3 days ago we were discussing our guest list, and I asked if she wanted to invite her best friend, let's call him James, male 30 years old. James lives in another state, but since they were friends for 10 years, I thought I could even pay for his travel expenses since it would be great to have her best friend at the wedding. She denied, saying that it would take a lot of work to bring him, and she wanted to be a family event. Countless times she mentioned that James was like family to her, so I insisted. She got annoyed and said I didn't even told him we were engaged. That took me by surprise. I tried to ask why, but she started stonewalling me, and I left her alone. After a couple of hours, I tried to ask her again why she haven't told him we were engaged, and she still refused to tell me, and I admit, my insecurity got the better of me. In the past, James had confessed he had feelings for her, which she turned down and basically friend-zoned him. But by the way she told me, it always sounded like she had him as a backup, something not only me, but her exes realized. She married him online. They always made their World of Warcraft characters look like a couple, like wearing the same transmog and shit like that. When she had a fight with her exes, he was always there for her and etc. I told her that made me uncomfortable, and if she was not planning to tell him, she might as well consider herself single, cause I would not marry someone who couldn't be honest. Yes, I was pretty immature, but she did something even more immature. She texted him while showing me her phone something like, "Hey, just so you know, I was engaged, but not anymore," and send it to him. I told her to pack her things and leave my house. Ever since she left, she has been calling me, but I refused to answer. My mom called me, because she apparently called my mom, and said that I was an asshole for ending things for such a ridiculous thing. So, am I the asshole? Update 2. Hey guys, I just got home after talking to my, still, ex-fiancée, and since a lot of people asked for an update, here it is. But, I want to clarify a few things. As commented on my original post, I pay for the house since I bought it before dating her, and I asked her to move in, since it was close to her job. I work from home since I'm in tech, but she had to go to work. That's why I paid for her car, to help her commute, and honestly her salary is shit. I was her partner, so I didn't see any problem with that. I thought she was the one, despite everything. She is smart, funny, we had chemistry, but I felt betrayed. To the update, we met at a coffee shop on the premise we would discuss how to save our relationship, at least, that's what she thought. As soon as we sat down, I asked to see their messages. She got defensive immediately and told me she had deleted everything. I asked to see her phone anyway. She started to cry, ugly cry, asking me to stop. At that point I had already decided I was not going to be part of the relationship anymore. But damn, I was curious. It took a good 20 minutes for her to hand me her phone, a lot of crying, even a waitress asking her if she was okay. So I read the messages. There wasn't any cheating like nudes being exchanged, them professing their love for each other, but what I read still stung. There was a lot of shit talking about me. A lot. Texts and texts of them saying how terrible of a person I was, criticizing my hobbies, I like video games and pro wrestling, saying I wasn't a real man because of them and stuff like that. But there were 2 topics that caught my eye. One where she had told him I was having trouble getting hard and that was frustrating for her. And one where she was complaining about how she didn't want to be stuck in our relationship. Yes, I was having problems in bed, because I was sad because my father had passed away 6 months ago, and the stuck thing, I remember telling her that when we got married, if she wanted she could leave her job, and I would provide for both of us. I don't know if she took this the wrong way, but I guess it was related to that. I honestly don't know. By the time I gave her the phone back, she was already giving excuses on why she was saying those things to him, how he was like a therapist for her, and then she asked me, "Don't you complain about me to your friends?" And I simply replied, "No, I don't." She started crying again. I took a pretty deep breath and just said, "Just give me the ring back." I didn't have the ring with me, like some suggested. She hesitated a bit, but gave it to me anyway. I stood up and asked her to delete my number and to not bother me anymore. I called her mom and asked her to pick up her daughter's stuff at my place. Her mom is a good person. I'm just realizing I'm going to miss her as I write this. She understood why I decided to end it, but she didn't ask much, and to be honest, I'm glad she didn't. As for my mom, I didn't call her. I just blocked her for things unrelated to this post. I just realized she never had my back in anything. I was always trying to save an already failed mom's relationship. Before I leave, I just want to clarify. I was never against her having male friends, or any type of friends. People are going to cheat, friends or no friends. I remember my dad saying something to me when I was a teenager. He always said opportunity makes the thief, but I do not agree with that. Anyway, since I have the next 2 weeks off work, I'm going to figure what to do with the wedding money, drink some booze, play games and watch Monday Night Raw later. Peace. Edit. A couple of people are asking about the car. Is a 2015 Nissan Versa which she crashed 2 times. Both times she rear-ended someone. Never liked the car. Weak engine. The interior feels cheap and overall bad, so for all I care she can keep that piece of shit. I would have more luck throwing it off a cliff than selling it. Edit 2. Little update. Her mom called me a few hours ago to check on me and to ask when she could come and pick up X's stuff. We spoke about the car and she basically forbid me to let her daughter keep the car because 1. I paid for it. 2. X wouldn't be able to maintain it. So I'm going to keep the car until I'm able to sell it, God help me. Also, some people called the story fake, cause they said I wasn't a real man for playing games, and yet they played World of Warcraft. To be honest, that's on me, cause I wasn't very clear. The real man thing was more about the pro wrestling hobby than the gaming hobby, but in some messages they clearly mocked me for playing some games. Life is Strange series. In one I remember James saying something like, how could a grown-ass man play such a girly game and cry? Yes, I cried playing Life is Strange. I also cried to Red Dead Redemption 2. The I'm afraid cutscene still makes me emotional. I'm a crybaby, I guess. Also, I want to thank everyone who messaged me to talk about wrestling and games. It really helped me take my mind out of everything. I haven't replied to everyone, but I intend to. If anything happens, I'll let you guys know. Be good people. Update 2. Hey guys, it's been a couple of days since I used this account to tell my story, and something's happened. But this is a positive update. First I want to say thank you to everyone who reached out in my DMs and commented saying nice things. It felt really good and I appreciate y'all. Some of you actually made me tear up with your kind messages. Second, I saw my 2 previous posts were in a Yeet video of a guy who reads Reddit posts and my update was on r/best of Redditor updates. A subreddit I read a lot, and that caught me off guard. But I want to express my gratitude for everyone who gave me advice, told their own story or just told me I was a cool guy. Reading your messages before writing this felt amazing. I also want to say I thought about my engagement a lot, and I have no regrets whatsoever. Yeah, things ended badly and she was not a good person to me at the end. But I just don't hate her, nor do I wish for her to fail. We had good moments, I felt happy with her and again I really thought she was the one. Feeling hatred was going to harm me more than her. To the update, her mom came to pick up her stuff and we talked for hours. It felt like therapy. I cried on her shoulders. We laughed. She expressed how much I meant to her family, and that I would be always welcome in her home. It felt so good to hear her say those things to me. Before she left she asked me if I wanted to ask about my ex. I got curious and asked how she was doing. Her words were she's trying to act stoic, but I know my daughter, she's not taking this well. I left it at that. She gave me a hug and left. About the car, I'm going to donate it and get a tax write-off. But to the thing I'm excited about, is that I'm going to Royal Rumble. I never even watched Raw or SmackDown live, but now that I have the extra cash, I'm going to treat myself. Again, thank you all for reaching out. Sorry to the people who love drama that this update doesn't have an unwanted pregnancy, a fight, chaos or a plot twist. The truth is that my life is just really boring. Be kind people. Update 3. Hello guys, most of you might not remember me cause my original post was 2 months ago, but something happened that I thought was worthy of an update. Well, since the breakup I tried to be as busy as possible. Go to work, gym, play on my new Switch. On weekends I started modding and repairing old consoles, a hobby that turned out to be quite expensive, not gonna lie. I even modded my own Switch, sorry Nintendo, and I was managing to get through the days without feeling sad. Well, yesterday my ex-mother-in-law called me to catch up on things. She has been calling me every week or so, and invited me to spend Christmas at her house with her family. I immediately refused, because even if I don't hate my ex, there are other people I would rather spend the holidays with. But then she said something that kinda made me a bit sad. She said my ex was not going to be there since she was spending her Christmas with James, since they are now kinda dating, her words. I replied that I was not sure if I would go. I'm going to be honest, feelings are complex things. Maybe my pride or ego is hurt, since I feel she moved on really quickly. Maybe I still have feelings, I don't know. 2 months is not a long time when it comes to this stuff. My ex-mother-in-law noticed my tone changed and said, look sweetie, it's up to you. If you want to come, you're more than welcome. I thanked her, we said our goodbyes and hung up. I know how Reddit usually respond about those things, so I'm giving my insight right now. My ex-mother-in-law had no intention of making me sad. She is a really honest person and I do believe she was just explaining that it was okay for me to go, since my ex wouldn't be there. So yeah, I'm feeling kinda shitty right now, but it will pass. Maybe I even change my mind and go spend Christmas with them. Ex-mother-in-law's food is one of the best I ever ate. I wouldn't mind a free plate lol. And I want to apologize to the people who sent DMs about buying the car. By the time I saw your messages, I already had donated. That's it. Happy holidays to everyone.